Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to another edition of Think Different Television. So now we're going to get into some triangle proofs. So we talked about congruent triangles last time. Now we're going to look at congruent proofs this time. What does that mean? Okay, so sometimes they might not have all of the marks that we had before, but how do you know that they're still congruent without all the marks? Well, let's get into it. The first thing we need to discuss is the SSS postulate. Then we're going to go over the SAS. So SSS. Side, side, side. If the sides of one triangle are congruent to the sides of the second triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So that sort of makes sense, right? Here, write that down in your notes. Side, side, side postulate, SSS. If the sides of one triangle are congruent to the second triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So what the hell does that mean? Well, if you see two triangles that look like this, draw this with me and copy this down. And they look congruent, you don't know yet. You can't go just by looks. Let's call this one A, B, C. This one D, E, F, A. F. So they kind of look congruent, but you don't know yet. So with all the marks like before, yeah, we knew that they were congruent, but sometimes there's not all the marks. So if the corresponding sides are all congruent, like this is 3, sorry. So now you have that side congruent, that side congruent, and that side congruent. That means the whole triangle is congruent. You don't need the angles, even though now you can concur that the angles are in fact congruent, the corresponding ones. So with just side, 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 you know that the triangles are congruent. So triangle ABC, remember you got to go in the right pattern, is congruent to triangle that's 1 to 2 to 3, 1 to 2 to 3, D, E, F. So without the angle measures, you're good as long as you have the sides, side, side, side postulate. Okay, so that was the first one. That one is not that challenging, but now let's get into this one. So side, side, side. So check it out. Side, side, side. Sorry, side, angle, side. If two sides of the included angle and the included angle of one triangle are congruent to the two sides and the included angle of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So that is important because it says included angle. So side, angle, side. Copy that down. Copy it down right here. I did it. You do it. Included is importante. So we don't need side, side, side necessarily. Sometimes we just had a side, angle, and side. We good. Okay, this is what I mean. Once you got that down. So I copied these 3 examples down. So, what are these 3 examples? So for each diagram, determine which pairs of triangles can be proved congruent by the side, angle, side postulate. So copy this picture, A, B, and C. I did it in my notes. So copy those pictures down. So let's talk about it. So sometimes side, angle, side works, sometimes it doesn't. We're going to get into it right now. So let's look at B first, actually. It says two sides and the included angle. So you see we got one side, we good. We got two sides, this side with the 2 marks and this side with the 2 marks. That's good. So we got 2 sides. Sorry, I need to make 3. So we got these 2 sides, we good. And then we have this 90 and 90. So those are congruent, right? So we have side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. And included means in between the 2 sides. So this is the included angle. So when they talk about included angle, you got to have it in between the 2 sides. Very important. So these, in fact, are congruent. So I don't know, forget what this one was called. In here, I didn't write it down. This one was DFE. All right, so this one's DFE. So triangle DFE is congruent. So that's 1 to the 90 degree to 2. So that would be JHG. Triangle JHG, like that. Okay. So now, what happens if you don't have the included angle? So I went over the obvious one first. So look at this. So obviously with this one, you have the included angle because that's between the congruent sides, right? So this one is the included angle just like this, in between the congruent sides. But this, this angle B is congruent to that angle, but it's not in the included angle. It's not here. It has to be here. So this is angle, side, side. See, this one is angle, side, side. This one is side, angle, side. You got to go in order. Oh, you can't be an ass in geometry. That don't work, right? You got to have side, angle, side with the included. So these are not congruent. So even though they got all those marks, you can't tell whether those angles are congruent. Those triangles are congruent because they don't match the side, angle, side postulate where you have both included angles like here. So this one is yes, this one is no. All right, now let's try this one. So now I might give you a little something different. So now you have triangles that are combined. So these two triangles are next to each other. So you got this triangle here, you got this triangle here. Okay, let's see what we got. So we got these two sides. Okay, we got a side congruent, and we got this, which actually they share, right? So they share this. So they have a side congruent because it's part of this triangle and it's part of that triangle. So this 3 mark is actually shared, so they have a side congruent. So we have a side and a side. So we need the included angle. So the included angle should be here. So are these congruent? You don't know. It just has a 1 and a 2. Damn. Oh, but look, it has parallel lines. What does that trigger for us? Oh, yeah. Alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding. All those angle relationships, as soon as I see those, that triggers in my mind what I can use. So, ooh, what if you extend this line? What if you extend this line? What if you extend this line? Yeah, these are what relationship? Yeah, alternate interior. So, in fact, they are congruent. So I can include that mark, even though it wasn't there to begin with, because I know, because the parallel lines and the transversal, that these two are congruent by alternate interior angles. So now I have side, angle, side included between the two sides. Yeah, side, angle, side, so we good to set it up. So these two triangles are in fact congruent. So let's go Q, P, R. Is congruent to triangle. So I went 2 to angle to 3. So 2 to angle to 3 is SRP. Boom, right there. There we go. So this is not congruent. This is congruent. These are congruent by side, angle, side postulates. Okay, so let's keep going. Looks a little tricky. Don't worry. Here you go. Here's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Write those down. All right, cool. Let's see what we got. Here we go. First one. Do we have the included angle? Yes. Do we have side? Yeah. Do we have another side? So side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. We good. These are congruent. So triangle T, U, R is congruent. I want 1 to angle to 2. So 1 to angle to 2 is congruent to P and M. All right, check this out. Are these two triangles congruent by side, angle, side? Q, X, Y, or Q, W, Z? Are these two triangles congruent? Yes or no? No, they're not. Why not? Oh, because it's not an included angle. This angle congruent is not between the two sides. It's got to be here, but it's not. No, not congruent. Don't work. A, angle, side, side. Can't be an ass in geometry, right? Not congruent. All right, cool. Let's try this one. Are these two triangles congruent? This one and this one. Yes, they are. Why? Because we have side, angle, side. This side is shared, so it's the same. Then this triangle is side, angle, side. So this is the included angle between these two congruent sides. So yeah, we good. So triangle MPL. This right here, this triangle. And so 1 to right angle to 3. So 1 to right angle to 3. So it's congruent to triangle NPL. Got it. Okay, this one, 4. Are these two triangles congruent? This one here and this one here. Yes or no, and why? Yeah, no, they're not, because look, this one only has side angle, but this doesn't have another side. So this is missing stuff. And this triangle has side angle, side, side. So this triangle doesn't have those marks, so this is not congruent. It doesn't match up. No. How about 5? A, B, C, is that congruent to this? Right here, these two triangles, this and this? Yes, it is, because you have side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. So we good. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. Cool. All right, last but not least, we got this one, number 6. This one's trying to mess with you. Because look, they're overlapped. So you actually have 3 triangles. You got 1, 2, 3, and then you have the big one and the other big one. So there's actually 5 triangles in here. So actually what it's talking about is these ones. F, J, H. So I'm going to peel this one off. So this one might behoove you. This is a good strategy to use sometimes, is just to peel it off. Figure out what the hell is going on here. So I'm taking this big triangle here. So this is G, J, H. And this big triangle here, which is F, J, H. Okay, let's see if it matches up. So this big triangle, so I'm not going to transfer the marks. Yeah. Oh, yeah, so that's angle J. Yeah. And this is 3 marks. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh, side, angle, side. Looking good so far. Let's try this one now. So this is 1 mark here, G to H. 3 marks here on J to H. Okay, and then this big mark on H. So those marks match up. Side, angle, side, angle, side. Yes. So triangle F, J, H is congruent to triangle. I went from 1 to angle to 3, G to H to J. Boom, got it. Nice job, everybody. See you next video. Keep going.